Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Social Climbing series. Be sure to check out my Dark Femininity course. It is a 5 week long course, and I have a finance module in there. I've got a dating and relationship module. I've got a lot of cool stuff in there. There are journal prompts in there. So if you're interested in going through an entire revamp and like going on your own level up journey, be sure to check that out. But I feel like a big part of social climbing is financial literacy. Because when I use that term social climbing, what I'm really talking about is increasing your socioeconomic status. That's a part of it. Socioeconomics, that's a part of your social status in general. And if you haven't seen my video where I talked about how pretty girls need to become rich in order to remain safe, be sure to check that one out. I really do feel like when you are a pretty girl, you are walking around with a target on your back. I know that a lot of men target us. They want to get us pregnant. A lot of men want us to become baby mamas. They want to latch on to us. A lot of people just they get validation out of humbling us, or they get validation out of seeing us struggle. And so I'm glad that we finally have a safe space to where we don't have to worry about stuff like that anymore. We can finally be ourselves. We don't have to worry about people calling us delusional on this channel. So be sure to subscribe if you're interested in the content. But I want to talk about some creative ways to save money. So, number one is shopping at discount or bulk stores. So I don't know what state you live in or what country you live in, but in my country, in the United States, they have Costco, they have Sam's Club, they have all kinds of different stores where you can get really big boxes of like trail mix or whatever it is that you eat. I recently signed up for a Sam's Club membership and I'm so glad that I did because I got to get my allergy medicine from there. My allergy medicine was only like I think $7 or something like that. It was really cheap. So, um definitely go to bulk stores because that's going to help to beef up your savings account so that if you are living in a bad neighborhood or something, you can start saving up to move. Another cool thing about some of the bulk shopping stores is they have more than just groceries there. They've got pharmacies, they have like eye doctors there. So if you wear glasses, you can get cheap glasses. I've got gas before at Sam's Club. So any sort of store where you can buy a large quantity of items for a low price, I definitely recommend that. Something else that I've been doing lately to save money is meal prepping. I know that you've probably heard a lot about meal prepping, but I really feel like that is a big way that you save money on groceries because I know that I have like wasted groceries before because I will buy something from Trader Joe's and then it'll go bad because I didn't get a chance to cook it or I didn't make it in time. But if you just set aside time like once a week on a Sunday and you just slow cook a really big pot of soup and then you just put all the soup in mason jars, or if you just make a whole bunch of meals at once, that's really going to help you to reduce waste in terms of like your groceries and stuff. So I'm planning on doing that probably within the next week or two. I'm going to slow cook something. I'm probably going to slow cook some black eyed peas because I love to make cultural foods. So that's going to be a part of my like African American meal prepping hobby. So I like to switch off. Like maybe one week I will eat Mexican food, the next week I will eat soul food. So you can make it fun. It doesn't have to be this boring, cringy thing. I just feel like for a lot of people who come from underprivileged backgrounds, like if you come from like an African American background or an immigrant background, I feel like sometimes you might look down upon budgeting or meal prepping because maybe you came from a background where you couldn't afford to buy a lot of stuff. So I know what that's like to want to have everything and to want to spend a whole bunch of money at the grocery store. But girl, you're not going to eat all that food. So you don't have to buy all of it. Just meal prep what you have. And then when you run out, then you get to go back to the store and buy whatever you want. And that leads me to my next point, which is to stop eating. You are too pretty for all that pizza. You don't have to eat an entire box of pizza in one day. You don't have to eat an entire bag of chips in one day. You don't have to eat like an entire box of something. because that also makes your grocery bill go up because you're literally consuming 5 times the amount of food. And so, a part of meal prepping that's going to help you to not only lower your food intake, but also you can use this time to really work on your diet and work on not overeating. You can work on like not binging because I know that for me, one of the reasons that I stopped buying snacks is because the more snacks I have in my cabinet, the more likely I am to binge. The more likely I am to like, just sit there and eat a bunch of cookies. And so if you're meal prepping and then if you just stop buying so much food and if you're going out of your way to fast, like if you do intermittent fasting, that actually helps you to save money. So I do intermittent fasting and I don't do it all the time, but I've noticed that when I do intermittent fasting, my grocery bill actually goes down because all the food that I have, it lasts longer because I'm not eating as often. I'm not snacking really. So intermittent fasting is a very little known money saving hack. Something else that you can do to save money is to stop driving so far. So I know it sounds really random, but like I know for me, there are certain trails that I like to drive to, certain like hikes that I like to go on. But sometimes I will actually just choose to go to the park that is right next to where I live because that is actually a way to save on gas. And so then I don't have to fill up my gas tank as much. So that's a money saving hack. Stop driving so far. I know that maybe you want to hang out in a certain part of town every single day, but is there a way you can make a schedule for yourself? Maybe you only go there on the weekends. If you live in the suburbs, maybe you only drive into the city on the weekends instead of driving there every single day. Something else that I do to save money is I shop at discount clothing stores. So once I discovered Shein and once I discovered that it was like way better quality or like better than I thought basically and that their clothes actually fit and look super cute and everything, um I stopped buying all of my clothes on Amazon because even though the Amazon clothes tend to be higher quality, I would say this is more so for the skinny girls. I don't know about if you're plus size or something, but for me, I'm slim. I'm tall and slim. So I would say if you're tall, some of their clothes may be a little bit too short. Like some of the skirts can be a little short sometimes, but depending on your body shape, you can start shopping at super cheap stores like Shein. They have really cheap jewelry. I used to be a sucker for jewelry. I would always buy earrings at Macy's and Nordstrom's when I was a teenager. I was always buying some sort of new jewelry piece, like a necklace or a cute little bracelet or a headband, but that stuff adds up. So even if you want to keep shopping, you can just switch where you do your shopping at. Maybe you can get into thrifting. Maybe you can get into, I don't know, buying wardrobes on OfferUp. They do sell wardrobes on OfferUp. Um, that's another way that you can save money. And that leads me to my next point. I say this all the time, start a YouTube channel. It's a fantastic source of side income. If you're really good at it, it can become your full time income. You can create an entire online business. This YouTube channel started off as a side income. This was more of my hobby for the first 2 years that I was on YouTube. So I just kind of effed off here on YouTube. I didn't really care. I never believed in myself until I saw that like I really had a niche and everything. So don't make the same mistake that I did. You can do it. There is an audience that wants to hear what you have to say. Even if you go on anonymously, you don't even have to show yourself on YouTube. You can just come on here. You can make a little funny channel or a meme channel, a troll channel, celebrity commentary. You can do story times. You can sing or make music or whatever it is that you do. You can draw and like not even show yourself if you don't want to. YouTube is a really amazing, very lucrative thing that you can do to like save up some extra money. So, especially if you have a blunt, kind of assertive personality, or if you're really funny or really quirky, or if you're good at telling story times, or if you're like good at shit talking, you will do very well on YouTube. I will always recommend YouTube above TikTok because YouTube pays more per thousand views. The TikTok payment rates are too low for me. That's why I am not active on there. I'm not saying that I never will be, but that's just a tip. I always recommend YouTube above TikTok and Instagram because Instagram, you have to get brand deals and stuff. So you kind of have to go out and pursue those brands if you want to get free stuff or if you want to get on the PR lists. But on YouTube, you make a guaranteed income. Once your channel is monetized, that is a guaranteed monthly passive income that you're going to receive. So definitely start a YouTube channel. It does not have to be an exotical channel. This is for anybody watching this, no matter what your background is. You could do makeup, fashion, anything that you're passionate about. And even if you don't know what you're passionate about, just make the channel and then just be like, hey, I don't know what I'm going to talk about on this YouTube channel, but like just stick with me and I'm going to figure out what to talk about. So it's really funny because before I started this channel, it was between this channel or a nail channel. And I'm glad I chose to do this channel. I'm not saying that I never would do a nail channel, but yeah, so you can do whatever you want. It could be painting your nails, it could be doing makeup, drawing, it could be bullet journaling. Like whatever you like to watch on YouTube, you would probably be good at creating that type of content. So if you like watching celebrity content or celebrity tea or nails, you would probably be good or you'd probably enjoy making that content. So that's just a tip. That's another great way to save money. And then with YouTube, you could grow it and then you'll have a Patreon. You may be able to start a course. Some girls, they will start merch lines. By the way, I do have merch. It should be linked underneath it should be linked underneath the YouTube video. I do have a little mug, a little Exotical Pretty Girl mug, so be sure to get that. But there are so many creative ways to make money. And that leads me to my next point, which is to understand that there are many different solutions to every problem. There is no such thing as a problem that cannot be solved. Okay? So there are many different solutions. So just understanding that, like, just because you're poor today, just because you don't have any money today, it's not hopeless. You don't have to give up hope. There are so many ways that you can make money outside of a 9 to 5. You could learn how to do stocks and options and day trading. You can learn how to do investing. Even if you are too scared to do that, you could do DoorDash or bartending, for God's sakes. I mean, there are so many different ways to make an income. So that's another thing that will actually help you along your journey is realizing that there are plenty of ways to become financially successful. So just because your path looks different than your friends and family, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. Another creative way that you can save money is to get apps. So you know those apps on your phone, like the McDonald's app, the Chick-fil-A app, the Target app, the Starbucks app. If there are some brands that you shop at, first of all, I would recommend investing in those companies. So anybody that is financially literate, if you know about stocks, the first thing I'd recommend is actually purchasing the stock of that company. If you are a Chick-fil-A stan, I'm not a Chick-fil-A fan. I'm actually not a big fan of chicken in general, unless it's like fried and a lemon pepper wing. But if you're a fan of Chick-fil-A, go and buy a stock of Chick-fil-A. If you are obsessed with Disney, if you love Disneyland, Disney princesses and stuff, go buy a Disney stock. If you don't want to do that, or if you're too scared of the stock market, which I don't recommend, I don't recommend being scared of the stock market. I think that that is kind of a part of poverty mindset. You should definitely be investing in stocks. And by the way, if you want to learn more about that, you can join my members page or my Patreon, but you should absolutely be investing in stocks. But if you are more of a shopper, and maybe it's convenient for you to shop at a certain store or you just love that store, get their app so that you can at least get some coupons. You know, become a coupon girl. If you really want to save some money, I love Target. I am obsessed with Target. I am a Target bitch, okay? I'm a Target bitch. I'm a Trader Joe hoe. I am a Starbucks stan. So those three, I don't have the Starbucks app, like I don't have the gold card or whatever it's called. My dad has one. If you have that, please let me know if it's worth it because I haven't tried it yet. But you can at least get the app for that particular store so that it can help you save money. Because if you know that every Friday you like to purchase some fries from McDonald's or something, okay, well, at least getting the McDonald's app will make it so that you can get some free fries once in a while. because I know how that is. I get mad too. Like if I have to restrict myself too much, that's going to eventually make me just go on a spending and shopping haul. So I don't like to restrict myself too much either. But one thing I will do is I will at least try to save money by getting the app of that store. So whenever I go to Target, I love when it says that I get $5 off or something like that. That makes me feel like, yes, at least I got a $5 discount. So that's another tip, is to get the app so that you can have access to the coupon. Something else you can do is buy the generic version of whatever it is you're getting. So instead of getting like the super fancy version of toothpaste, you can get like the generic version of that thing. So you know how, like, if you shop at Target, they have the really big famous name brands like Tide and I don't know. I'm just trying to think of random name brands. But then they have the Target brand Up and Up, or they have the Target food brand Good and Gather. By the way, I really like Good and Gather. Maybe I will do like some reviews of different stores. I'll probably put that on the members page, and I will talk about the pros and cons of those particular brands and like whether it's worth it. But I will use Target as an example. The Good and Gather brand at Target, that's actually a good food brand. My favorite trail mix comes from Target. So that helps me save money because I have the Target app. I don't have to spend $20 to $40 on trail mix at Whole Foods because I can just go to Target, I can use my app. So it's kind of like buying a generic version of something better. I will say their trail mixes are not as healthy as Whole Foods, but still, the point still stands. Buying the generic brand helps you to save money. Another thing you can do is shop in the middle of the week. So if you go shopping on Tuesday, by the way, according to Forbes, because I have a Forbes article pulled up. So according to Forbes, if you shop on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you can find more discounts on groceries. Stores often run sales midweek and they offer coupons on specific weekdays. So you can try to go shopping on those days because maybe they're restocking or maybe they want to get rid of their inventory. And that leads me to my next tip: become a finance girly. Start keeping up with Forbes or the Wall Street Journal or like Yahoo Finance. Start going on your phone in the morning. You know how on your iPhone they have like news? Start going on there and just looking up different articles about what's happening with the stock market, what's happening with the economy, what's happening with certain businesses. Did you know that Starbucks just got a new CEO? Okay, so if you're into stocks, you might want to like buy a Starbucks stock. Maybe their stock's going to go up, maybe their stock's going to go down. Knowing that kind of information, that's going to help you to social climb in terms of finances. So make finance one of your hobbies. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.